In terms of weather, it's been a disappointing year for motorcycle road racing, but if there's one thing you can almost guarantee at the Macau Grand Prix, it's dry conditions. Riders from all over the globe have been attracted to this small corner of China to pit their skills against one another. It's been going on for half a century, and some know this place better than others. The most successful rider at Macau is Michael Rutter. The 8-time winner is back with his Honda RCV, and the first job for him and his Bathams team is to bring the bike up to speed.
There isn't a great deal we can do, but electronics wise, been trying to get in there to like open it up so the traction doesn't come in as much. So hopefully that'll work. But until we really get around Macau, we can't tell that. We've tried it at Brands Hatch, it seemed to work, but here's a completely different surface and whatever. So hopefully it'll work. And we tried different geometry with the bike before. Basically, we just rode it like it came, which was good, you know. But we always got to try and improve.
Once again, Rutter's joined in the Bathams team by British Superbike star Peter Hickman. He's had a great year on the roads. TT wins, plus breaking the lap record at the Ulster Grand Prix. He's won 3 of the last 4 Macau Grand Prix.
Yeah, me and Michael get on really, really well with Michael. He's a real good guy. Here he is, talk of the devil. Blasted everyone's ears out with that RCV, but yeah, I was waiting for it. He's a real good guy to be a teammate with. We get on really well. He's got a good, dry sense of humour, which I like.
David Johnson joins the PBM Ducati team for this event. He's had a good year on the roads, but is currently without a ride for next season. He's been given fellow Australian Josh Brook's bike, which ended the BSB season in 2nd place.
Yeah, the V4. I've never ridden a Ducati before in my life, so didn't get a chance to test it or anything, so this first session is going to be pretty crucial. Power characteristics are a lot different. It revs to like 16,000 revs, so getting it to rev all that, make sure I'm all in that top rev range the whole time. It's yeah, that's going to be the hard thing to get used to.
It's a similar story for his teammate John McGuinness. He's no stranger to Ducati, but this is the first time he'll have ridden Scott Redding's bike, which recently claimed the British Superbike Championship title.
Yeah, this is my 21st visit. Well, every year since '98, I missed 17 on my injury, so yeah, just I keep looking at myself in the mirror thinking, what are you doing, you know? But it's like, I don't know, it's like a magnet. It just draws you to it. And right at this moment now, at this moment in time, just before free practice, I'm wondering what I'm doing here, you know. But once we get on the bike, it'll be cool. It's really, really special place, very, very unique, you know. And you know, I get an opportunity to ride that factory V4, so BSB winning bike, big shoes to fill. But you know, I've never even sat on the bike yet, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
There's a number of foreign riders who've been drawn to Macau once more. Horst Seiger is something of a veteran of this event and is looking for a strong finish to his season.
Top 5, that's always a good result because really good riders, good bikes here. So first of all, I want to enjoy the thing. Second of all, I always ride as fast as I can, even it doesn't look like. And then we see what is the end.
Having missed last year's race, Lee Johnston's back this time on the Ashcourt Racing BMW. He admits the competition at Macau is tough, but he's hopeful of powering his way to at least a podium finish to end what has been a good year for him.
But no matter where we go, just the same people are at the front. You know what I mean? The cream races to the top, as they say. But yeah, it's good to be back, and hopefully we could maybe get on the podium or something for a bit of a show.
Ian Hutchinson also returns from Macau, having recently undergone more surgery on his leg. He hopes this is another step back to full fitness.
I had another op in August just to remove a plate, so it's made me feel a lot better. But it's been another tough couple of years coming back from the last injury and with bikes and stuff, so I know the process that's needed to get back to the front, and I believe I'll get there, so we've got to start somewhere, and Macau is the place again.
Macau's the final stop in the inaugural Metzler King of the Road series. Beginning at the Cookstown 100 in April, the competition has involved a number of televised race meetings across the British Isles, including a number of prominent events in Northern Ireland and the Isle of Man, as well as the Scarborough Gold Cup in England. The year ends here in the Far East, and with no Dean Harrison at Macau, this year the Metzler King of the Roads has already been decided. Derek Shields is the inaugural champion. Only Harrison could have taken the title had he been here, although both Michael Sweeney and Peter Hickman are at Macau.
Delighted with the way the season went, you know. Burroughs, RK Engineering Racing, you know, we've had a decent run, we got a few wins, you know. Had a couple of challenging races as well, but that's all part of the enjoyment of it, you know. Put on a bit of a show and yeah, happy out.
Guy Martin once said there are only two walls to worry about at Macau, the one on the left and the one on the right. This is a street circuit like no other in terms of motorcycle racing. No hedges or fences, it's Armco all the way around on both sides of the track. The only part of runoff is at the famous Lisboa turn, so there really is no margin for error. Making a mistake at Macau really isn't an option. The circuit is effectively in two parts. From Fisherman's Bend down to Lisboa is long, fast straights, and then the rest of the track twists and turns as it rises and drops back down again with few overtaking opportunities. However, the race still manages to provide many thrills and hopefully not too many spills. Coming up next, the riders take to the track. The sun is shining as the countdown to the Macau Grand Prix continues. Peter Hickman put his marker down by posting the quickest time in the first of two qualifying sessions.
Now, with everybody else pulling off in front of him, he's going to go purple in the final sector to make this a really serious opening lap of this second part of the qualifying session. No purple for Peter Hickman in the final sector, unfortunately, but purple for the time, and he goes down into another bracket, 2:25.1.
Hickman's was the time to beat as the second and final session got underway, and there it remained until Michael Rutter tried to better it on the final lap.
All good to go. We've got less than a minute on the clock. There are no more chances for Michael Rutter. He's improved, but he hasn't gone purple. 24 and then 44 for Sector 1 and Sector 2. He really needs purples to get in front of Dave O'Johnson, I think. So this may well not do Michael Rutter for Michael Rutter what he wanted it to do. But he's still got this intricate third sector almost coming to an end now. As he rounds Donna Maria, he'll see Melco hairpin ahead on the brakes, standing it up to turn down the hill, and as he goes down Black Sands Hill, he'll cross the timing marker, and we will know if he's got purple or green, and he really wants purple if it's green. So what is this going to be? He needs to be better than 2:26.0. Is this lap going to achieve that for him? And 26.3 is what he had, so if he's improved on that, it could be close enough. Checkered flag is waving. The session is at an end. Peter Hickman is on pole position. Oh, but only just Michael Rutter, astonishingly, 2:25.382. Michael Rutter gets into the 25s, and he comes within a couple of tenths of Peter Hickman. Although Peter Hickman was in the pits and watching that lap of Michael Rutter's was faster than it looked. Michael Rutter narrowly misses out on pole position. Peter Hickman narrowly gets it. the front row conference will be Michael Rutter, Davo Johnson, Peter Hickman and John McGuinness.
For a man in pole position, you haven't got the biggest smile, really. Normally you've got the biggest smile, but...
No, I'm all right, to be quite honest. Just thinking, trying to think. We used one tyre for the whole session. We didn't chuck any cues in or anything like that, so it was just the one race tyre. That's what I'm trying to think what I want to, make the race as fast and as long as possible for me. So, but no, I'm quite happy, to be honest. I mean, I did a 26.0 or something on lap 12, which is the last lap of the race it will be. Most of the riders aren't that much faster than that with Q tyres, so we should, we're in a good place.
That was some lap, and John McGuinness almost got in the way.
Yeah, it's hard around here, a few people in qualifying that don't realise you're coming up behind them, and I had my first tyre, I was on a real good time, and yeah, I just got caught out with someone. Then John on the last lap, and then before that I had to wait for a big gap, so I had to virtually stop going on to the start and finish. I lost a couple of tenths there, but to be second, I'm more than happy though. And Peter's first, it's brilliant for Bathams and MGM. So we can be all smiling. Hopefully he'll share the money with me.
John, happy with your lot?
I got nabbed off the front row, didn't I, the 12th hour, but, I shouldn't be disappointed. I've not done much riding this year. These boys have been riding week in, week out, so I think, where I ended up is, they might take notice again now. I can still do it, it's... I had a good, real good consistent pace on my race tyre on. There was a lot of qualifiers getting flicked in there at the end, and I missed my window on my quali at the end. I was a bit late putting it in, but bike's good, team's good. They're all gelling, we're all happy. I was Birdie's first ever rider in 1996, so we've always had that relationship. My 21st Macau, we're in the mix, and what will be tomorrow, and I can go to bed proud that we're running at the sharp end.
You might have tested your friendship with Michael Rutter on that last lap.
Yeah, why did I hold him up or something?
Almost, out of Fisherman's.
Yeah, well, I didn't know he was coming, and I was trying to find some space myself because I had a qualifier on, so it's difficult. It's a difficult situation to... tough. You have all the luck here anyway. Did I get your way? No, I didn't. I would never do that to anybody around here. No, it's a long way around. It's a long lap, and it's frustrating when you get balked right at the last bit. But I was looking for space for one go on my cue, and it didn't happen for me. I missed it by a few seconds, so a little bit disappointed. But on the same hand, I'm riding probably as good as I've ever done, so it's a positive.
The stage is set for the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Peter Hickman takes up pole position. He's won this race, having started from the third row of the grid, and has won 3 of the last 4 races here. His teammate Michael Rutter is the most successful racer on 2 wheels at Macau. David Johnson will fancy his chances, having become used to Josh Brook's British Superbike. Likewise, John McGuinness on the title-winning Scott Redding Ducati. This could be a race decided by tyres, and preservation of rubber could be key. However, the last 2 years this race has failed to go the distance, so that scenario is a possibility. However, the riders will compete, expecting to go the distance. Let's now hand over to race commentator Richard Nichols.
He hasn't been on top of the timesheets all day long, though. But he's always been there when it mattered. So quickest in free practice, quickest in qualifying 1, quickest in qualifying 2, and quickest this morning by 1.5 seconds in the warm-up. And that is the daunting gap that everybody else is dealing with. They know that Peter Hickman can do that when he needs to, or perhaps just when he chooses to, but either way, he can do it. Green flag showing that the grid is properly formed, and they are now under starters' orders, and we wait for all the lights to send them on their way, and they are off. 53rd Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix is underway. Peter Hickman leads the charge down to turn 1. It's Peter Hickman into turn 1 already with a little bit of a gap. Hickman's got his head down and he's going really hard. He's got Michael Rutter behind him. Lee Johnston's made a storming start and is in 3rd place. Davo Johnson behind him in 4th as they go through Mandarin, close to the arm curve, and on down braking has been tested here. A lot of people have been up the escape road, so they should know where the braking markers are. Hickman, Rutter, Johnson nipped past Lee Johnston, going round the right-hander under the bridge, turn right and up San Francisco Hill. Already he's further in front of Michael Rutter than Rutter was at the end of the opening lap. So the gap between them was 0.2 of a second. Rutter in front of Hickman. Oh no, and it's happened again. That's another red flag. This is where the touring cars and the Formula 3 cars have all of their mishaps. And I can promise you that we will not be restarting this race this evening. The red flag is out. Riders on their way back into pit lane. And at this point in time, the only thing that we can be absolutely certain of is that there'll be no more racing here this evening.
The riders making their way back to the Macau Grand Prix paddock, with the race having just been red flagged for a second time. It seems those riders involved in the crash have escaped serious injury, but there will be no more racing, as officials have just announced the race has been cancelled and no result has been declared. Therefore, the race will not be run tomorrow.
Michael, no one knows Macau better than you. And have you ever known anything like this?
No, we've just been told basically. I think that's they've scrapped it. A bit of a shame for Pete, because you know he deserved it, and Bathams and MGM, all the money everyone's put in, and all the other teams. You know, even if it just did that first part of the race, you know, Pete was away with it. You know, I'll be happy to get second as well, and you know, it was a bit of a result, but I can't understand why they've done that.
First of all, a reaction to what's been going on.
Yeah, well, first thing is obviously we hope everyone's all right. I've seen a couple of the guys have literally just come back in now just before we started speaking, but I don't know how they all are. I really hope they are okay. Apart from that, obviously big shame that it's you know, we got red flagged twice.
I'm guessing you would have come back tomorrow, would you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see how they can just call it a non-event. You know, we've just travelled halfway around the world for nothing now. You know, there's been a lot of money spent, a lot of sponsors have put a lot of money in, and there's a lot of investment here. To then just call it and say, right, we're not going to race, I think is it's pretty shocking, really. You know, there's a lot of people that have lost a lot of money for no reason, and it's a big shame. It's a big shame.
John, we just heard that's it.
Yeah, well, it's news to me. It was it for me anyway, wasn't it? I was back in the garage when all the chaos was going on. So yeah, disappointing. Long way to come. Long way halfway around the world for a DNF and for a no result. But at this moment in time, you just got to hope the boys that are upside down are all right. You know.
Let's talk about the positives then. That first race, the first 4 laps.
Yeah.
You could have stayed with Peter, and then you had Dave Johnson coming in as well.
Yeah, Pete went, he had a brilliant start. I tried to get on with him a bit. His lines were so fast, like the Honda's a bit slow on turning over the top, and basically he just cleared off, and I thought, right, I'm going to be on my own here a bit, and I see my pit board, I think +1, and I thought, they're not far behind, and I just thought, I've just got to just keep the tyre, and it's a long race, and just keeping that second position, and then obviously just the red flag came out, and that was the end of that. So yeah, bit of a shame really, shame for the team and that. So
better start on the restart though for you.
Yeah, he won't do me again on the start. I'm normally good at starts, so I was well disappointed, and got a good start, and I thought, right, I'll just try and hold him off as long as I can. Trouble is the light's going down, and when you're doing like 180 mile an hour at the end of the straight there, and you can't see any of the braking mark, it's just like sun, and I braked miles too early, I thought, but I just wasn't sure. So yeah, he come flying past, and obviously the red flag came out again, but yeah, it's just a bit of a shame for all this practice we've done, and everyone's put a great effort, all the bikes look good, and yeah, another, you know, one of those things.
So that first 4 laps was so sweet for you.
Yeah, you know, I've said all weekend, I've been really comfortable. I'm riding well within myself. The bike's working absolutely awesome, the team's working awesome. You know, I'm not saying it's easy, but you know, I feel like I'm in a really comfortable place that I can just do my own thing, and I seem to be a lot faster than everyone else. So when things work that nice, it's really nice, you know. But again, that just makes this whole ending even worse.
You had a little bit of work to do on the restart.
A little bit. Michael had a slightly better start than me in the second one. It was close. There was only kind of a metre in it, but I was quite happy to follow him and listen to the RCV for a lap, really, to be quite honest. And then I thought, right, again, we didn't know how the race was going to pan out, so I just thought I'd sneak through at Lisboa on lap 2, and then obviously got red flagged again. So
was that your plan? Was that what you were thinking as you were coming round? I'll have a go at Lisboa if the opportunity arises?
Yeah, if the opportunity arises, you never really know. I mean, Michael's pretty much the king of last of the late breakers, so he's quite hard to outbrake normally. But the sun was really, really low, and I know we were all kind of struggling to see our braking markers, so I think I managed to kind of take him by surprise a little bit there when he braked probably a little bit earlier than he wanted to, but all good.
That was some Macau, wasn't it?
Oh man, it's yeah, I was really up for that, like especially that first start. Like I was starting to get into a rhythm, and I could see me and Michael were going to have a good dig dong.
Michael's looking worried.
Was he?
I think so. Yeah, he was looking worried. I think.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I felt really, really good. Yeah, every time I rode the bike, it felt better and better, and I was getting better, learning more about the bike. And yeah, then obviously the red flag, and safety's paramount, obviously, and we're all mates here, so I want to make sure everyone's okay. And then the restart, and it happened again. So yeah, I wish it could go again because I felt so good, and I just knew that I was going to be on the podium. Like, it was no doubt in my mind. So it was yeah, a bit disappointing, a bit of a bad ending to it.
Those first 4 laps, was everything just coming towards you then, was it, or did you just have not as good a start as you'd hoped for?
I got a real bad start, yeah. I've got to learn how to get this thing off the line. Hopefully I'll ride it again. Bertie's pretty happy, so maybe I will be riding it again, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, just got a crappy start, and then a couple of boys passed me, so I had to dive bomb Lee in the Lisboa in the first bit, and then just caught. Then I already lost a bit to Michael, and then I caught him, and then I started getting comfortable. So yeah, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. That's how it is sometimes. But
Davey Todd went past you on the restart, didn't he?
Yeah, another crappy start. So and that was actually better than the first start. So it was yeah, but I knew what I could do. That I was comfortable with the bike, so I just passed him, and then I could hear the guys behind. So it was my plan was just to sort of sit there, do the same thing, and go away and sort of gap the rest of the field, and then have a pop at the end on Michael. That was my plan, but obviously for that to happen, it would have had to be a full race, and it wasn't to be, unfortunately.
And what was the problem with your bike?
If I knew that, I'd tell you. I think it's a modern day fault with these modern complicated bikes. You know, the boys are scratching their head. We don't know what's wrong with it. It's like a fueling problem. When you accelerate, it stops. You know, so there's like it feels like we're on an old 2-stroke and it was vacuuming. You know, there was not getting any fuel. So yeah, we tried some things on after the sighting lap. Warm lap, it was the same, so I had no choice but to stop. But yeah, disappointing.
Because if there was one race that you really wanted to race this year, it's been this one, I would imagine, because of the bike that was between your legs.
You know, I sort of tried everything. You know, I've been to hell and back with my leg. I feel like I haven't done anything wrong all year, but not got going at all. You know, the TT Northwest wasn't great for us, but this bike was awesome. You know, it's BSB Championship winning bike, Scott Redding's bike. I've got on it, I felt comfortable on it, I felt fast on it, I felt smooth, you know. Yeah, every apex, you know, I was getting stronger and stronger through the weekend, and then we didn't get the icing on the cake, but at least got Birdie in my ear just in the background there. You heard it. He's like talking TT. But I don't know. It's just great set of lads. I felt super confident on it. Wherever we're going to be in the race, I don't know, but we're going to be knocking on the door of a podium, and you know, we could be sleeping on it for the rest of the winter. Still believing I can do it, you know.
Okay, so a winter break for you now, is it?
Pretty much, yeah. Finally, I don't normally have a break, to be fair. I've got a few things going on, but
not going to New Zealand or anything this year.
Not New Zealand this year, no. I was looking at maybe doing the Sepang 8 Hour, but it doesn't look like that's happening now. So I've got a few things to go and see. I'm going to go and see Akrapovic in Slovenia, and go and see the Olins gang, and also BMW as well in Germany. So I'll still be travelling.
And everything together for Smiths next year, is it?
Yeah, staying the same for next year. Smiths Racing team for the whole year, and then. Yeah, all good.
Has this been your best year of road racing?
Yeah, it has, yeah. And it's, well, at the moment I'm unemployed for next year, so that's
my next question.
Yeah. So I've just been told to sit out and sit, like, hang on and wait, like, don't jump on the first thing that comes. But doesn't look like I'll go the Honda route again for whatever reason. It was not up to me. But yeah, had a good result with them, good year with them, and then the Classic T2 went really well as well. So yeah, it was definitely my best year of road racing for sure. So, and everything I rode were at the front. So, and yeah, so I
guess showing what you can do on Josh Brook's bike, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I never sat on the bike before Thursday, so yeah, it all happened pretty quick, but it seemed to suit me. Just perfect for me. It's quite a small bike, and I'm a tall guy. I'm 6 foot. But yeah, you need a bit of strength to hang on to the thing because it's so fast, and it definitely suited me. And yeah.
Next time you race, will you be a married man, or do you hope to race before then?
I'll probably race before. I've got the Island Classic at Phillip Island. I haven't got a ride for that either yet, so it's not looking good at the moment. I've had all these good results and then no bikes to ride after this, but yeah, and then I get married in February, so looking forward to that.
I'm guessing this is not the end of the Michael Rutter MACAU story, though.
I don't know. Depends what they do. You know, I really can't stand why they don't run a few laps tomorrow or something. It'd be, you know, they could do another 6-lap race or something tomorrow. I think they just thought we'll just get out of the way.
Finally, just because this year, coming into Macau, you've not done as much racing as you have done in the past. If you do come back next year, is that something that you're going to have to look at?
Well, I'm going to do the same as I did last year, really. I'm just going to go ahead and do 1 or 2 meetings. You know, I'm 47 years old, I'll be 48 next year. You know, I'm trying, I'm getting a bit slower every time, and, you know, it's normal, really, but... you know, like Peachy, you see how quick he is, and I think, God, I used to be like that years ago, but it's unfortunate, but we just do get older and slowing up, and it's like my eyesight then, really. My sight's okay, but I think with the light change, it's quite difficult, and those kind of things what catch you out more than anything, and you've got to be to the millimetre, and we're not quite doing that, but I still enjoy it, and, you know, I think we could have gone on the podium, you know, I might have been third, you know, but I think we could have done it still. I had a bit in hand, so you know, at the moment I'll come back next year if I'm enjoying myself. You know, like a few people said, you know, basically what you're going to do when you're going to retire. I said I'll wake up one morning and get up and think, right, that's it, I've had enough. But I mean, I'm not going to put a date on it.
My final question was, and Birdie just hinted at it, what about 2020? What are your thoughts at this moment in time?
Do you know, I'm all over the place at the minute. You know, I have to be totally honest with my hand on my heart. I'm still, you know, I still work for Stuart Garner with Norton, so you know, we've got to just knock our heads together really and make a plan and see where we want to be. See if Stuart wants to go racing again or what he wants to do. But I don't know. Definitely open for negotiations. I mean, my first ever TT win was with my first ever TT race was with Paul in 1996. My first ever win was with Paul in 1999, so, you know, I know the team, I know the guys, and, you know, I'd love to do something with them in the future, but, you know, we're a long way from it. We're sat in the sun, well, red hot weather in China. Disastrous race for everybody, you know, doesn't make us look good at all whatsoever there. I mean, I know it's nobody's fault, but, you know, just let's get back home and, you know, riding there in that sweet spot at the sharp end just makes me realise how much I love racing bikes and how much I want to still do it. You know, I look at myself in the mirror and my eyes are baggy and I'm 47 and I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing, you know? And getting the leathers on, getting on the bike's the special bit, and, you know, long may it continue, I think.
Whatever happens, you will be on a bike next year?
Put me under pressure now, Dave. Yes, I will.
Well, we hope that's the case.
Having declared the result null and void because 3 laps of the rerun were not completed, officials reversed their decision with victory awarded to Rutter at the end of the 1 completed lap. Peter Hickman is second, with David Johnson third. With the circuit having reopened to traffic, there was no time for a podium ceremony. In terms of the Metzler King of the Roads, Derek Shields has already been confirmed champion, the only change being Peter Hickman leapfrogs Michael Sweeney for 3rd place. That wraps up the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Michael Rutter takes an unprecedented 9th victory and surely will be back to try and make it 10 next year.